Okay, thanks for being punctual. Let's start. Okay, yesterday we were working in this part. We solved this activity, analyze and work with this conversation, right? That was the last that we did. So now we can continue with this other part. In that case, we have the same, you see? There is not so different. It's just that in this part, what is different? What can you see different? What can you see different between these questions and the previous questions that you were practicing? What is different?
Use W question.
We have these words, right? Where, what, how. Okay, so we have some other, of course. We can have, for example, we can have when, okay, when, what, where. So that is the only difference. And I said before that, right? That if you can see, in this case, the structure of the sentence is the same. Look, do you work? Do you do? Do you like it? And if we ask about a singular person, we have always the same, does. Does he work? Does he do? Does he like it? And we have here, right, the W word, the W word, the previous word. That is the only difference, that we have add this word, a W word, but the rest is the same. The question itself, la pregunta en sí, is the same. Do la misma estructura, right? Do con you, we, they. Antes de la persona. Después el verbo. And here we have more examples. In this case, with do. They, where, what, how. But the structure is the same. Do they work? But in this case, they are using they. But you see, it's the same. You, they, we do. He, she, it does. So this is not a different topic. It's not really a new topic. Okay, so you see here, and what it means in this case. It means that the answer has to be specific, more specific. So in this case, where do you work? Remember when you have these where, when, what, how, previous to the answers, you can't say, yes, I do, or no, I don't. Yes, she does, or no, she doesn't. Remember, that's the all other difference. That is not possible to say that. In this case, you see the examples here. We have specific questions, right? Look, the answers. I mean, specific answers. You see here, in a hospital, in a hotel. I'm a doctor. I really like it. It's okay. He's a manager. He's an office. In an office, excuse me. They're accountants. They hate it. It's not yes, no, right? Because makes no sense if we answer yes, no, in this case, because we have these that are the W questions. You see, that is the only difference. So as I said, this is not a new topic, just to add one part. Okay. So let's try to work here together. We have here. What W word I need? What does your sister do? My sister, she's a teacher. Remember that. What does she or what does your sister do? In this case, is similar, right? Your sister is like a she. And do you remember the question that you were using yesterday was, what does she do? What does he do? So in this case, it's the same. What does she do? Or what does, in this case, more specific, that she is your sister. What does your sister do? You see? Questions? There is no different, right? It's not really something different. But if you don't have any question, let's see here. Let's solve it together. What W word I need? Do you remember this expression?
How?
How does what?
How does she like it?
How does she like it? Okay. Correct. Here you can see, right? How does she like it? Very good. Remember, excellent, that in that case, it means that you are asking about the opinion, right? The opinion about how they feel. So, how does she like it? Correct. Excellent. That's one of the expressions that we use in the conversation yesterday. How does she like it? How does she like it? And the answer, it's difficult, but she loves it. Remember, loves it. It's difficult, but she loves it. Let's continue with number 2. What is the question that I need? I need?
Where?
Where? And what else?
Where does your brother work?
Where does your brother work? Because you must observe the answer, right? And you have to connect. So correct. Where? I need the W's word. Does your brother, that in this case is a he, right? What does he work? Or what does your brother specifically work? Remember, no works because it's a question. In an office, he's an accountant. He's in an office because they ask the place. Oh, what is the question again?
What does he like it?
How does he like it? Okay. How does he like it? How does she like it? He doesn't really like it. He doesn't really like it. Okay. It's like when you said, ¿y qué le parece? Right? What's his opinion? Her opinion? He doesn't really like it. Okay, that's it. Let's continue. We have the next, that is number 3 and 4. What is the question that we need here?
How do your parents?
I didn't listen.
How?
How do your parents what?
Like?
How does your parents like?
What do you?
Okay, so we have different opinions here. Anybody else? Let's see. How do your parents, how do your parents, right? Like their job, you see there. How do your parents, you see? So how do your parents like their job? No, what? How? Someone said what? So it's how do your parents. In that case, is similar to how do they? How does she? How do you? In this case, how do your parents like? ¿Qué les parece? Like their jobs. Oh, guess they like them. I don't remember.
Where do they work?
I don't remember. Where do they work? Okay, because we have a period there, right? Where do they work? Because the answer is in a big hospital. They're doctors. Where do they work? Correct. Now, the last. The last.
What do you do?
What do you do? Because it's I'm a student. And we learn that the expression is, what do you do when we want to when we want to know someone else's profession, right? Or occupation. So what now is what? What do you do? What does she do? What does your mother do? What do they do? What do your friends do? Okay, so it's similar. We can change, right? We can change something equivalent. I'm a student. I see.
How
I
do you like your class?
How do you like? Correct. How do you like your classes? They're great. I like them a lot. How do you like your classes? So that is the expression. Remember how. When you want to know someone else's opinion about something. And what do you do? Someone else's professions. So those are the two questions. Let me write them for you here. What do you do? Don't get confused, right? Because, and the other is how. How do you like it? Okay, two questions that we have been using. What do you do and how do you like it? Opinion and occupation. Occupation and opinion. Okay, don't forget it, please.
Teacher,
Yes.
entonces, what do you do? Lo ocupamos para una opinión y how do you like it es para la ocupación.
No, the other way around. Remember, what do you do? I'm a doctor. I'm a student.
Ah, ok, ahora es.
Mhm.
No. Es que no le había entendido en esa parte.
Okay. But always, right? Remember, what do you do? I am a student. And the yesterday you were practicing with what does she do? What does she do? That is the same, right? But in that case, you were asking about someone else. What does she do? What does she do? What do you do? That is the question that you were using yesterday in the practice, right? What does she do? She is, what does number 5 is? What does number 10 is? Do you remember? So you were talking about the profession. Okay, well, that's what we have. And that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna take a screenshot. Alison Michelle? No. Bestie Selena?
Present.
Okay. Bessie Selena. Brian Rigoberto? No. Carlos Alberto. No. Carolina Stephanie. No. Cecilia Hernández. No. Daniel Alfredo. No.
Present.
Ah, ok. Daniel, right? Okay.
Correcto, correcto.
Darwin Ernesto. No. Delmi Araceli. Delmi Araceli. Ok. Eric Josué.
Present.
Ok. Erika Vanessa.
Present, miss. Present, miss.
Ok. ¿Estoy segura? Farina Lisbeth. No. Fátima Janet.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Miss Machuca. Gonzalo.
I'm here.
Ok. Irene Beatriz.
Present, teacher.
Ok. Irene Concepción.
Present, teacher. Iris.
Oh. Ah, yes, Iris. No, so Irene, Irene Beatriz. Okay, yes. Jacqueline Karina. No. Janet America.
Present, miss.
Okay. Jennifer Vanessa.
Present.
Okay. José Alberto.
Present, Miss.
Okay. Mr. Beltrán. Luis Andrés.
Present, Miss.
Okay. Mr. Mendoza. No, Mr. Rojas. Rojas Mendoza. María de Los Ángeles.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Marina Inés. No. Nancy Guadalupe.
Present, teacher. Present.
Okay. Nancy Guadalupe, okay. René Misael.
I'm here, teacher.
Great. Thanks. Salma Anaí.
Present.
Okay. Sonia Maribel. Sonia. No. Jancy Esmeralda. Jancy. No. Shuri Guadalupe. Shuri. No. Soreida Beatriz. No. Okay. Thanks for answering.
Teacher, yo estoy aquí, no sé si ya me había mencionado, Cecilia,
Acaba de entrar.
hace un ratito. Oí
Entonces
mencionarlo.
quizás ya la había mencionado. Porque
Sí, porque
ya-
oí que
ya
los
hace un
mencioné a todos.
Ok, pero si hace un ratito acabo de empezar a tomar lista. ¿Cuál es su nombre, dice?
Cecilia Ivette Hernández de Rivas.
Ah, no, entonces sí, no, había entrado todavía, no, no tan ratito. Ok, sí, estaba ausente. Ok, vamos a cambiarle ahí. Porque sí no estuvo. Ok. Anybody else who just arrived? ¿Alguien más que se acabe de unir? Ok. Well, let's continue with the class. Ah, bueno, pero ya me acordé. Bueno, empezamos la sesión, ¿verdad? Como se acaban de unir ahí la compañera, vamos a tener que tomar otra screenshot. Ok. Nos llenamos de screenshots. Okay, so let's continue. What other questions? Give me, please. Now give me other questions in which you use WH words. Do some other questions to your classmates. For example, you can say, Carla, and the question, right? Jesus, and the question. Come on, let's practice. Common words, common questions with WH word. Anywhere, when, what. No, what do you do, right? What do you do? No. How do you like it? No. Other questions with how, when, what, where. Now let's speak. I know that you have more than one because those are very common.
Where do you work?
Where do you work? Say the name.
Maria.
Okay, Maria. Where do you work?
Where do you work, Maria?
I don't work.
Okay, she doesn't work. Okay, so but in that case, Maria has to say, I don't work. No, yes, no, right? No, I don't. Okay, you see? Maria is given an answer, no, yes, no. In this case, no, right? But she can't say, it's different. Do you work? No, I don't. But now Mr. Bertrand used a WH word, where. So, I don't work. Continue. Let's continue. Next question, WH word.
For example, where do you live?
Live, maybe? You mean live?
Live.
Yes? Or where, or what do you like? Or
Where?
do you,
Where,
so it's
do you
live.
live? Live.
No. Yes,
Do
so
you
it's
live?
live.
Where do you live?
Okay, say the name. Don't forget, say the name.
Erika.
Okay, Erica. And say the question. Can you repeat the question for your classmate, Janet?
Where do you live, Erika?
Okay, excellent. There you are. Where is Erica?
Okay.
Okay.
I live in Sonsonate, así, ¿verdad?
Yeah, yes, correct. I live in Sonsonate in general, right? Yes, you don't have to give us the address. Okay. Yes, I live in Sonsonate. Correct. If you don't want to be more specific in Colonia tal, no, it's not necessary. Of course that you can answer. I live in residencial tal, residencial Alturas, Colonia Las Amapolas, because it's part of the place that you live, right? Or you can mention in general the place. It's up to you, right? We have different options, correct. But you see, where do you live? Where do you live? A specific answer. No, yes, no, again, because in that case, Ms. Machuca used where. Continue. Another question.
How many brothers do you have?
Okay, how many brothers do you have? Okay,
Do you
the
have?
name of the person, please. Don't forget it.
Jennifer, Vanessa.
I have 2 brothers.
Okay, 2 brothers. Do you remember in general how we, because we don't know if the person have brothers or sisters, what is the word that we can use to ask in general, brothers and sisters?
Siblings.
Siblings, remember? I wrote right, brother and sister, siblings. Because in this case, Vanessa has brothers, but maybe someone else sisters, or one brother and one sister, right? In your case, the 2 are boys, Vanessa, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, but not always, right? Not always. Someone can say, no, I don't have brothers, I don't have sisters. So in general, we can ask how many siblings, and the person will say 2, 3, 1 brother and 2 sisters, or one vice versa, right? Okay, so don't forget it. Okay, continue. Do you have a question, Vanessa?
Where do you music or where do you listen to music?
Okay, it could be, where do you listen to music? Say the name of the person, please. Who, Vanessa? Who do you want to answer your question? Okay, let's say Rene. Where do
I listen to music in my bedroom.
Okay, correct. It's a possibility, right? I listen to music in my bedroom because it's where. Again, she can answer yes, no, no. The answer must be something specific. I listen to music in my bedroom. I listen to music in the garden. I listen to music in the bathroom, right? Maybe when I take a shower. I listen to music in the living room because there is my stereo. I don't know. So makes sense, right? That question of where do you listen to music? Remember where and the question do you and the verb listen. That is the structure. Okay, now you're going to go to the breakout rooms to do those questions. And then you're going to tell me the information. For example, Rene listens to music in his bedroom. Okay, another question, do you remember? Another answer? Erika lives in Sonsonate. Erika lives in Sonsonate. Rene listens to music in his bedroom. Who else? ¿Alguien más? Do you remember another answer? Don't you remember? Another answer? ¿De los compañeros? ¿Alguna otra?
Where you living?
But the answers.
La respuesta.
Because you're going to tell me the answers of your classmates. The question for Erika was, where do you live? But I won't say the question. I will say the answer. Erika lives in Sonsonate. The question for Rene was, where do you listen to music? But I won't say the question. You will tell me, Rene listens to music in his bedroom. When you come back to the breakout room, right? Because I want you to practice everything. Okay, so that is the idea. But in this moment, you're gonna do those questions for your classmates. Where do you live? What do you do? How old are you? Right, that's another question with how. Is with verb to be, but it's how. When is your birthday? When do you work? From Monday to Saturday. Or when do you study? I don't know. Any question, okay? Using where, when, what. Any of those questions. Okay, let's go. And try to remember the information so you can share the information. Let me create the, is that clear, my dear people? Is that clear? Any question?
Clear, teacher.
Okay, so let's go. To do these questions, to ask these questions to your classmates. Take turns, right? Take turns. Not just one person asking. No, if you are 3 in the breakout room, I do a question, Carlitos will do another question, Sara will do another question. And then again, Sofia, después Carlitos, and again Sara. And then again, Sofia. Okay, so take turns. Not just Sofia will ask and ask the questions, all the questions, and the rest of the people just answer. Okay, so take turns. Please.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Somos 3 o somos, sí, ¿verdad?
Sí, solo somos 3.
Vamos a hacer preguntas con du siempre, ¿verdad? ¿O das?
Sí.
No sé quién quiere iniciar.
No sé si quieren inicio yo.
Solo nosotros dos quedamos. Vaya, fíjese que yo, bueno, más o menos le entiendo a la teacher. Oh, ¿qué pasó? Hola. Hola. No sé qué pasó. Hola, ¿me escucha?
Okay, I think everybody's in the main room. So tell me the information that you remember about your classmates. What do you remember about your classmates?
Cecilia likes comic movies.
Okay, Cecilia likes comic movies. So I guess that the question was, what kind of movies do you like? W word, right? What kind of movies do you like? Okay, but the answer is correct. That's the idea. Cecilia likes comic movies. Okay, anybody else or more information?
Erika Vanessa like to visit your parents.
Likes, Erika
To visit.
Vanessa, likes, remember?
Likes
Uh-huh.
to visit your parents.
My parents? No, right? My parents? No. So, what do we need to
His.
change? Almost. It's a girl. It's a girl. Her parents.
Hers.
Her parents.
Hers
Her.
parents.
Her parents.
Hers parents.
Okay. Her, because she is the owner, remember? If a boy is the owner, his. If a girl is the owner, her. Her. Okay. Let's continue. Continue, Taylor.
Eric,
Yes.
Eric Josué likes to eat spaghettis.
Okay. Eric likes to eat spaghetti. Very good.
Fátima hobby is swimming.
Fatima's hobby is swimming. Okay, Fatima's hobby, very good. There you are using that possessive, right? That possessive. Fatima's hobby. Good. Continue. Let's talk about all your classmates. Let's know each other.
Miss Franco's birthday is in August.
Who?
Miss, I'm sorry. Miss Romero's birthday is in August.
Marielos. Oh, Marielos' birthday. Oh, who? Excuse me. I don't, it's in August. I understand that. Just the person. I don't understand the name.
Miss Romero.
Ah, Romero. Okay. Miss Romero's, in that case, right? Miss Romero's birthday. If you are using the possessive, Miss Romero's birthday is in August. Remember, in August, if you don't mention the number. On August 11th, if we mention the number. Okay, one more person. One negative that you remember?
But I say something about Fatima, but it's not true because she say that she study in the university. Studies in the university. But I can say she don't study in the university.
She doesn't.
She doesn't. Siempre me equivoco en eso.
That's what we are practicing, okay? Okay, so, okay, that's a good participation, right? Negative, so we can remember that. She doesn't study in the university. That is not true, right? But we are using the negative forms. Okay, anybody else?
Me,
Iris
teacher.
have a trip.
Iris?
Okay.
Okay, then Vanessa, okay? Iris have, no, right?
A tree
Iris
pet.
has
Have a tree pass.
pets,
Pets.
okay? Okay, two things, Miss. Iris has. Remember, no have, because it's she. Iris has 3 pets. No, a 3. A 3, no, a 3, no. ¿Por qué? El a no lo uso con plural, remember. El a no va con plural.
Okay.
A 2, a 4 make no sense. Un 4, 1 a 3, hermanos, no, right? Un 4, 1 a 3, no. So just 3, 4, 1, 1 is the same that a. So be careful. Don't use a cuando no lo necesitamos. Okay, so that's,
Okay.
thanks, Ms. Lozano. Okay, that's information. You see, that's what we need. Okay, that's what we need. We need to be in touch, right? We need to be in touch with all the structures. Okay, we need to be in touch with all the structures. Okay. So let me come back to the book. Give me a second. Okay, now we're gonna work this part. Ask questions about these people. Where do they work? What do they do? How do they like it? Where does Jeff work, for example? Where? Where does Jeff work? According to the picture, where does Jeff work?
He is a teacher.
No,
He
where?
works in a school.
Okay, he works. No, what does she do? Where does he work? So I need to mention a place. In a school, he works in a school. The other question, what does he do? In that case, yes, he is a teacher. You see? Now, a question for this later. For Judy. What question can we do?
Where Judy works?
Where Judy works. Algo sobra y algo falta.
Where does Judy work?
Where does, eso faltaba. Judy work, no works, eso sobraba. All right, so where does Judy work? Correct. So in this case, what do you think? Judy?
In an office.
Judy works. Useful sentences, please, to practice.
Yes.
Judy
works in an office.
better. Judy
Works.
He works in an office, correct? Yes. Another question about Judy.
What happened to Judy?
Okay, can be what happens.
What happened to Judy?
Okay, what happens to Judy? She has a problem, right? Maybe she has a problem with a
She's
customer.
worried.
Yeah, she's worried, but what happened to her? Why? Why she's worried? That was the question, right? So maybe she has a problem with a customer, right? Maybe she lost a lot of money. I don't know. Okay, another question can be to talk about her profession. What is the question?
What does
Judy?
what does Judy to do?
Do, not to do. What does Yuri do?
What does Judy do?
Correct. Answer, my dear people? What is
Puede ser
can be?
Judith,
Maybe.
Judith, okay. Judith contact.
Judy's an accountant. An accountant. Remember that we use a or an before the professions, right? Judy's accountant? No, Judy's an accountant, an accountant. Okay, so don't forget it. And the question, what does Judy do? Okay, in that case, Judy do, Judy do. Okay, and the last one. This lady. What is the question?
What does she work?
What does she
What
work?
does she do?
Okay, what does she do? In this case, what does she do? What is the answer for that question? What does she do? If I have that question, what does she do? What is the answer? Possible, right? A possible answer.
She's selling clothes.
Okay, a seller, right? A seller, a salesperson. She's a seller or she's a salesperson. Could be, right? She's a cashier, I don't know. Maybe she doesn't look like a cashier, but anywhere, it's in a store, right? Okay, but the point is that you understand the question. What the question needs to know. Okay? Okay, so you see, that's the idea. That's what you have to do with these questions. What, where, when. Let's listen something about pronunciation. Let's listen here. Oh, it goes. Okay, here. Pronunciation. Let's listen.
Page 52. Exercise 5. Pronunciation. Reduction of do. Listen and practice. Notice the reduction of do.
Where do you work? What do you do? Where do they work? What do they do?
Page 52. Exercise 5. Pronunciation. Reduction of do. Listen and practice. Notice the reduction of do.
Where do you work? What do you do? Where do they work? What do they do?
Okay, you listen, that is maybe not that strong, right? But we can listen short. Where do you? Is where do you work? Okay, it's not that long, the you. Remember that many words always try, in this case, it's not a contraction, it's a reduction. Because the you doesn't sound like you so long. Where do you? Ooh, right? What do they? Where do they work? No, they. Where do they work? What do you? No, what do you? What do you do? Okay, so the point is that in this case, we don't pronounce the long U or the A. Okay, that's another way to, but in this case, it's very similar. Okay, it's just the last letter that we omit. Okay, we don't say you. It's like you. It's como que nos quedamos a media. Where do you? Ooh. No, right? Where do? Where do you? Where do you? Where do you? No. What do they? What do they work? Where do they work? Okay, that is the reduction. So at the end, basically it is at the end. It's like we omit the E and the U, larga. All right? That's another, let's say, for another tip for pronunciation. Okay? But in this case, it's very, very soft. Okay? It's not very marked. No, it's soft. The change is soft. Okay, that's another thing. But in this case, it's not maybe that strong because we don't join. Okay? No es que uno, como takes it, listens it, etc. Right? No es que uno, es que reduzco, le quito el último pedacito, se hace más corto. Ok, por eso es que es más sutil. But well, let's go to this part. I want you to watch a video. Now we're gonna practice listening. Okay, I'm gonna play a movie. I'm gonna play a video for you. And please try to answer. I'm gonna share the screenshots. We're gonna work with listening today. But I don't know why. I don't know if it doesn't work, but I don't know if the pictures appears. Can you see the pictures in the group? The picture, in the WhatsApp group, or no? No. I don't know why. I don't know why. No aparecen, ¿verdad? ¿O sí?
No, no aparecen.
No, okay. Okay, I don't know why. So maybe you can do it, please. No sé por qué no están apareciendo. Algo debe de estar fallando ahí en mi aplicación. Tal vez hasta más tarde les van a aparecer. I don't know why. Okay, but maybe you can do it, please, because I can't. I don't know why, but I can't. Okay, and then you're gonna watch a video and you will try to understand. You will try to understand. I don't understand why. Okay, and try to understand, try to understand, watch the video with sound off, but we're gonna play it with the sound. Write each person's job. Each person's job. In the first, maybe it's a little bit obvious, right? But let's see the second. Okay, but we're gonna do it in that way. The video without sound.
It's 11:30 at night, and most people are sleeping. That's because most people work during the day and sleep at night. But some people, about 15% of people in the United States, work at night. What kinds of jobs do they do on the night shift? Let's find out. I'm Rachel Park, and I'm standing in front of Memorial Hospital with Ava North. She works here in the hospital. Ava, what do you do?
I'm a doctor.
Where do you work exactly?
Right here in the emergency room.
Is it busy at night?
Yes, it is.
Really?
All day and all night.
How do you like your job?
It's stressful. I work long hours from 11 to 7, but every day in the hospital is different. I like it. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I have to go.
There are 1,800 emergency rooms, or ERs, in hospitals around the country. Each ER has a big staff, including ambulance drivers. Some people come to the emergency room in an ambulance. Trey is an ambulance driver and he works the night shift. So you're an ambulance driver. Is your job difficult?
Yes, it is, but it's exciting.
What time do you start work?
I start work at the same time every night, at midnight.
And when do you finish?
At 10 in the morning?
That's 10 hours. You work hard.
Yes, I do. But I take a break at 5 a.m. for breakfast.
Trey usually has breakfast at the Galaxy Diner. It's open 24 hours a day. Trey has a short break, but it's okay. The service at the Galaxy Diner is fast. It's now 5:30 in the morning, and we're at the Galaxy Diner. We're talking with Dwayne. Dwayne, what do you do?
I'm a waiter here. Oh, and I'm also a student.
What are you studying?
Business.
That's great. What's your schedule like?
I go to school from 8 in the morning until noon, and then I study 2 or 3 hours. I sleep until about 10, and then I come here to work. I usually work from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m.
What time do you finish today?
Today is a hard day. On Thursdays, I work extra hours. I start at 11 p.m.
Okay, I think it's enough to answer the first exercise, right? Let's see. The first, what do they do? Number one, what does she do? What do you think?
She is a doctor.
Okay, she's a doctor. What does he do? Number two.
He's an ambulance driver.
Okay, he's an ambulance driver. Sounds good. Number three. What does he do?
He is a waitress.
Waiter.
Waiters.
Yeah, no, waiter, because he's a boy. Waitress, a girl. Waiter or waiter.
Waiter.
Okay, well, we didn't watch number five, right? So, but I think it's correct. Let's see here. Number one, it's a doctor. Number two is an ambulance driver. Number four, a waiter or waitress. And number five, a taxi driver. But we didn't watch that part. Okay, but good. Doctor, ambulance driver, and waiter. Okay, excellent. So now I'm gonna play the audio with sound. Okay, and you're gonna do the next. This part. The schedule. Try to listen the schedule. What time do they start? What time do they finish? Look, question, what time? And the question, do they? Verb, start and finish. Okay, let me try. I don't know if anybody send it? No. I will try, but I don't know, as I said, what's going on. Let me see what happened. I don't know if it's the chat. I'm gonna send it to someone else. So let me see if it is the computer or if it is. Yes, I think it's the application, the computer's application, because it doesn't appear from the computer. The messages from the computer doesn't appear. Okay, don't appear. So I don't know what's going on. So maybe you can send it. Can you send it, please, to the group? The screenshot? Because I'm gonna play the audio, the video, so you won't see the images. ¿Ya? ¿O no? ¿Alguien lo envió ya? Oh, bueno, si no, cada quien téngalo ahí. Ok, que no sé si es mi aplicación o qué, pero a mí no me están apareciendo mensajes. Así es que no puedo corroborar si ya lo mandaron o no, pero si nadie lo puede mandar, pues ahí cada quien haga su propia imagen, ok, su propio screenshot. Okay, so let's continue. So remember the questions are starts and finishes, right? The job. Okay, so let's watch the video, but this time with sound.
It's 11:30 at night, and most people are sleeping. That's because most people work during the day and sleep at night. But some people, about 15% of people in the United States, work at night. What kinds of jobs do they do on the night shift? Let's find out. I'm Rachel Park, and I'm standing in front of Memorial Hospital with Ava North. She works here in the hospital. Ava, what do you do?
I'm a doctor.
Okay, the idea is that you practice, that you remember the questions that we have been using. These conversations use the vocabulary, the expressions, the structures that we have been working with. Okay? So, in this case, we have, what do you do? And she said, I'm a doctor. Okay, try to identify what those expressions, right? You are able to do it.
Where do you work exactly?
Right here in the emergency room?
Is it busy at night?
Yes, it is.
Really?
All day and all night.
How do you like your job?
You see? How, right? How do you? That's another way to say, how do you or how do you? How do you like your job? How do you like your job? How do you like your job? It's the same, right? How do you like your job or how do you like it? In this case, your job is being similar to it. How do you like it? How do you like your job? No, how do you like it, your job, right? No, uno de los dos. How do you like it or how do you like your job? Something specific.
It's stressful. I work long hours from 11 to 7, but every day in the hospital is different. I like it. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I have to go.
Did you listen? Actually, do you remember the meaning of actually that we were talking about yesterday? Did you listen to that?
Hecho.
So you listened that she said, actually, I have to go. They are talking about that. So she said, actually. Okay. You see many expressions that you should identify.
There are 1,800 emergency rooms, or ERs, in hospitals around the country. Each ER has a big staff, including ambulance drivers. Some people come to the emergency room in an ambulance. Trey's an ambulance driver and he works the night shift. So you're an ambulance driver. Is your job difficult?
Yes, it is. But it's exciting.
What time do you start work?
I start work at the same time every night, at midnight.
And when do you finish?
At 10 in the morning?
That's 10 hours. You work hard.
Yes, I do. But I take a break at 5 a.m. for breakfast.
Trey usually has breakfast at the Galaxy Diner. It's open 24 hours a day. Trey has a short break, but it's okay. The service at the Galaxy Diner is fast. It's now 5:30 in the morning, and we're at the Galaxy Diner. We're talking with Dwayne. Dwayne, what do you do?
I'm a waiter here. Oh, and I'm also a student.
What are you studying?
Business.
That's great. What's your schedule like?
I go to school from 8 in the morning until noon, and then I study 2 or 3 hours. I sleep until about 10, and then I come here to work. I usually work from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m.
What time do you finish today?
Today is a hard day. On Thursdays, I work extra hours. I start at 11 p.m., and I go home at 11 a.m.
Dwayne takes a taxi home on Thursdays. A taxi like this one. Taxi drivers on the night shift often work 12 to 14 hours. There aren't as many customers, so they work longer hours. This is Gio. Gio drives a taxi at night. Gio, it's 6 a.m. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
What time do you start work?
At midnight, and I finish work at noon.
Wow, that's 12 hours. Is your job difficult?
No, it's pretty easy, really. Sometimes it's quiet, though. Everyone's sleeping at night.
What do you do after work?
I sleep. I go home and sleep for 10 hours.
Ah, sleep. That sounds like a good idea. This is Rachel Park saying good morning and good night.
Okay, so you see many expressions, right, that you were using during the week, during those activities. Right now, there you have in a conversation, right? Let's say in a real conversation. So what do you have? Did you touch the information? In number one, what time? Okay, Eva starts at 11, right? And finishes Eva. Nobody?
At 7.
It's 7.
Okay, correct. At 7 a.m. or at 7 in the morning. Remember, different ways to say it, right? As at 7 a.m. or at 7 in the morning. That's correct. How about the ambulance driver? What time does he start?
At midnight.
Correct, at midnight. And finishes? He finishes?
At 10.
Correct.
Morning.
At 10 in the morning or at 10 a.m. Correct. Very good. Excellent. What about the waiter? He starts
At 11 p.m.
Okay, tell me full sentences. He starts at 11 p.m.
and finishes at 7 a.m.
Correct, and finishes at 7 a.m. Very good, correct. So always try to give me full sentences, my dear people, okay? Use the language, speak as much as possible, okay? Don't worry. No se paga por palabra, don't worry, are for free. So you have to use as many words as possible, okay? Siempre trate de usar lo más que pueda. La estructura especial si es la que estamos practicando, right? So in that case, the waiter starts at 11 p.m. and finishes at 7 a.m. And there we are practicing. Okay, and the last, what does he do? The last person, what does he do?
Start at midnight and finishes.
Listen the question. What does he do?
He is taxi driver.
Correct. He's a taxi driver. Okay, don't be in automatic. Don't be in automatic, okay? No se me quede en automático. Try to understand the question. So my question was, in this case, what time does he start? No. In this case was, what does he do? Because I didn't mention, right? I say the waiter, the ambulance driver, but in the last, I didn't mention the profession. So my question was, what does he do? And Mr. Beltran said, he's a taxi driver. And now, yes, the question, what time does he start and finish?
He start midnight
He
and
starts.
finish starts
At midnight?
At midnight and finish at noon.
Finishes
at noon.
Correct. He starts right at midnight or at 12 a.m. and he finishes at noon or at 12 p.m. Okay, correct. So that's the idea. That's what you have to do. You see, using the structures. That's good. That's correct. Very, very good. Okay, now let's try. I'm gonna play the audio, the video once more so you can solve this. Maybe you can take the screenshots. I'm gonna show you this. Okay, so if you can take the screenshots, good. The first part, Eva entry, right? And the next part, here. Those are the questions that you have to be careful and try to understand, try to listen. Okay. So the first part is this. But anyway, you try to go one by one, right? The first person, Eva North thinks her job is stressful. Eva likes or doesn't like her job, etc. Right? That's what you're gonna answer. But let's watch the video again so you can answer.
It's 11:30 at night, and most people are sleeping. That's because most people work during the day and sleep at night. But some people, about 15% of people in the United States, work at night. What kinds of jobs do they do on the night shift? Let's find out. I'm Rachel Park, and I'm standing in front of Memorial Hospital with Ava North. She works here in the hospital. Ava, what do you do?
I'm a doctor.
Where do you work exactly?
Right here in the emergency room?
Is it busy at night?
Yes, it is.
Really?
All day and all night.
How do you like your job?
It's stressful. I work long hours from 11 to 7, but every day in the hospital is different. I like it. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I have to go.
There are 1,800 emergency rooms, or ERs, in hospitals around the country.
Okay, so let's try to answer one by one. So the first question is, well, it's done, right? The first is done. So the second about Eva, what is, can you tell me the answer, please?
Eva likes her job.
Correct, thanks. Eva likes her job. That's it about Eva, right? So let's continue with the next. Thanks.
Each ER has a big staff, including ambulance drivers. Some people come to the emergency room in an ambulance. Trey is an ambulance driver and he works the night shift. So you're an ambulance driver. Is your job difficult?
Yes, it is. But it's exciting.
What time do you start work?
I start work at the same time every night, at midnight.
And when do you finish?
At 10 in the morning?
That's 10 hours. You work hard.
Yes, I do. But I take a break at 5 a.m. for breakfast.
Trey usually has breakfast at the Galaxy Diner. It's open 24 hours a day. Trey has a short break, but it's okay. The service at the Galaxy Diner is fast.
Okay, what about Trey? Can you give me the full answers, please, about this guy? The first?
Trey thinks his job is difficult but exciting.
Correct. Difficult but exciting. That's what he said. And the next, that is number 4. About Trey, right? About Trey. Anybody?
Trey works for 7 hours and then he has a breakfast break.
Okay. Everybody has the same answer? Trey works for 7 hours. Yes.
Trey works for 5 hours and then he has a breakfast break.
5 hours, correct. 5 hours. Okay. Because in total he works 10 hours, right? In total he works 10 hours. So he takes a break in the middle. 5 hours. Okay, so let's continue with the next person.
He's an ambulance driver. That's 10 hours. You work hard.
Yes, I do. But I take a break at 5 a.m. for breakfast.
Trey usually has breakfast at the Galaxy Diner. It's open 24 hours a day. Trey has a short break, but it's okay. The service at the Galaxy Diner is fast. It's now 5:30 in the morning, and we're at the Galaxy Diner. We're talking with Dwayne. Dwayne, what do you do?
I'm a waiter here. Oh, and I'm also a student.
What are you studying?
Business.
That's great. What's your schedule like?
I go to school from 8 in the morning until noon, and then I study 2 or 3 hours. I sleep until about 10, and then I come here to work. I usually work from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m.
What time do you finish today?
Today is a hard day. On Thursdays, I work extra hours. I start at 11 p.m. and I go home at 11 a.m.
Dwayne takes a taxi home on Thursdays. A taxi like this one.
Okay, what are the answers? The first. About David. Do you have the answer about David?
David goes to the school in the morning.
Correct. David goes to school in the morning. That's correct. Next. Anybody? David wakes up about
12 p.m.
Around 2 p.m.
Someone said 12 and someone said 10, I think. What do you think? 12 or 10?
I think 10.
You think 10 too? Yeah, that's correct. Because he said, I sleep until 10. So it means that he wakes up, right? Because he said, I sleep until. Si duerme a esa hora es porque se despierta a esa hora. Another way to say it. Okay, that's correct. David wakes up about 10 p.m. And the last one about David.
Thursday is a hard day for David.
Correct. Thursday. Very good. Thursday is a hard day for this guy. Okay, that's correct. Very good. And the last person. Let's see what happened with the last person. Let's finish.
A taxi like this one. Taxi drivers on the night shift often work 12 to 14 hours. There aren't as many customers, so they work longer hours. This is Gio. Gio drives a taxi at night. Gio, it's 6 a.m. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
What time do you start work?
At midnight, and I finish work at noon.
Wow, that's 12 hours. Is your job difficult?
No, it's pretty easy, really. Sometimes it's quiet, though. Everyone's sleeping at night.
What do you do after work?
I sleep. I go home and sleep for 10 hours.
Ah, sleep. That sounds like a good idea. This is Rachel Park saying good morning and good night.
Okay. So there we are, right, with the last person. So now tell me the information about this guy. He would be the taxi driver, Gio. What happened with
Taxi
Gio?
drivers on the night shift often work 12 to 14 hours.
Okay, taxi drivers on the night shift often works from 12 to 14 hours. Okay, 12 to 14 hours. That is hard. Number 9. Do you have number 9? Anybody? It's no?
It's 6 a.m. when Rachel speaks to you.
Correct. It's 6 a.m. when Rachel speaks to you. Correct. So, because in that case, that was you say good morning or good night, because it's already 6 a.m. Okay, so she was the whole night, he was the whole night asking and interviewing, right? These people who works at night. And the last one, Gio? Nobody? Nobody has the question for the answer for the last one?
Gio thinks he doesn't work hard.
Correct. Gio thinks he doesn't work hard. Imagine. And he works at night shift from 12 to 14 hours. Well, and he thinks that he doesn't work hard. And he does, right? He works hard, I think. Okay. So, do you think, what job do you think it's a hard job? Let me show you again the vocabulary that you were learning yesterday. So, of those jobs, I'm gonna show you again. You're supposed to memorize them. But anyway, I'm gonna show you of these jobs. Which one do you think it's a hard job or work? Which one do you think is a hard job or a hard work? A bellhop, a cashier, a chef, a nurse, a police officer, a receptionist, maybe, salesperson, a taxi driver, vendor. Which one do you consider is a hard job?
I think the hardest job is a nurse.
A nurse, really? Why? Nurse? Why? Because of the night shift? Because of the responsibility? Because of what?
For the ships.
Because of the night shift, maybe, right? Because of. Okay, well, anybody else? Maybe you have a different opinion, right? Maybe for you, it's not a nurse.
I think work hard.
Hard work.
Hard work is police officer.
A police officer.
Police officer.
Okay.
Because it's dangerous.
It's dangerous, right? Their lives in risks every day, maybe. Okay. Yes. They have to deal with dangerous people. Okay, yes. Oh. And one more person. Which one? Do you see a bellhop? It's difficult? It's a hard job? Or not? A taxi driver? A taxi driver can be dangerous too, right? Don't you think so? Don't you think that a taxi driver is a dangerous?
It's dangerous too.
It's dangerous too, right? I think it's dangerous. Yeah, I will be afraid of it, maybe most of the passengers. Yeah, I will be driving and oh my goodness, I hope that this person is someone, let's say, an honest person. Okay, I don't know. So I think it's not easy to be a taxi driver. Okay, well, thanks for your opinions, those who gave an opinion, right? And now we can continue. Let's move on. Let's move on. To this conversation. Okay, let's move on to this conversation. And we were talking about dangerous, right? Dangerous job. Mr. Beltran said that the police officer, being a police officer is dangerous. Okay, I think that a taxi driver is a dangerous job too. Okay. And we have here this reading. So you're gonna go in groups to discuss these questions. But let's listen first.
Page 53. Exercise 6. Snapshot. Listen and practice. What's your job like?
I'm a lawyer at a big law firm. It's difficult and really stressful. I don't like my job much.
I'm a photographer for a local newspaper. I love my job. It's not easy, but it's fun.
I'm a software engineer. My job is okay. It's easy and pretty relaxing, but it isn't boring.
I'm a pilot for a small airline. It's a little dangerous,
but very exciting. I like my job a lot.
Okay. So if you can send a screenshot, please, to the jobs, to this part. And the questions, right? The questions are, who likes his or her job? Remember, his is for a boy and her is for a girl. So you're gonna tell me discussing groups, and you're gonna tell me maybe Martin doesn't, or Martin likes his job, etc. Okay? What job do you think are interesting of this, right? A lawyer, a pilot, I don't know. That's what you're gonna discuss. So please send the screenshot or take a screenshot for you. And I'm gonna create the breakout rooms. So you can discuss this, I think, in 3 minutes. It's okay, right? It's not something complicated. Let's go to discuss that. 3 minutes. Let's wait the rest of your classmates.
Solo nosotros tres estamos.
Sí.
Ah,
They
4.
will, yes, they will come back soon from the breakout room.
Ok.
Okay, do you remember who likes and who doesn't like his or her job? Do you remember?
Yes.
Okay, tell me.
Elena don't like.
Federico.
Melanie and Jeremy, they love your work.
Their job. Or they work, okay?
There.
Yes,
Okay.
there, because you mentioned two, right? You mentioned two people, correct? You said Melanie
Yeah.
and
Jeremy.
okay, and Jeremy. So they are two. So Melanie and Jeremy don't like or like their job. Not your job, because it's not about you. It's about their job.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else? Or yes? Any other information that you remember? I know that it's easy, right? It's not complicated, but that's the point. La pregunta en sí may be obvious, right? Pero la cuestión es ir cambiando lo que necesito cambiar, ir usando la estructura así, con el verbo correcto, con la forma correcta, con el posesivo correcto, al cambiar de una a otra persona. That's the idea, to speak. That's what I always invite you to speak. Okay, we're going to stop here, my dear people. And tomorrow, I think that we're going to finish then that unit 8. Okay. So we're going to continue just 2 units more, unit 9 and unit 10. Okay, after tomorrow, just 2 more units will be missing. Okay, so almost over the next course for you. Okay, ya van al 3 casi, están más allá que acá. All right, but send the activities, please, send the activities. Don't forget to send the activities. Okay, so thanks for your attendance and for your participation. It's been a pleasure.
Teacher,
So see you tomorrow.
teacher, el 15
Yes.
va a haber clase. El viernes.
We have to wait. Honestly, I think no. Pero tenemos que esperar que nos avisen ahí en el grupo.
Okay.
Pero yo creo que no. No me han dicho nada, pero yo creo que no. Yo espero que no.
Tendríamos el fin de semana para hacer el classroom y empezar
Ajá.
a subirlas.
Correcto. Ya las 4 unidades. Ya a partir de mañana, ya me podrían o deberían mandar 3 unidades. Por regla, ¿ok? Okay. So, but tomorrow, yes.
Thanks.
So, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye.